Message from Mathew Ward. Velocity of vibrations. With loving greetings from all souls at this station, this is Mathew. The velocity of vibrations on Earth lined up all the dominoes, so to say, and one by one they have been falling, mostly behind the scenes. Now that this unstoppable process is reaching mainstream media, during coming weeks and months, news will include allegations against and denials by real persons or by AI clones or doubles of individuals who have been assassinated or executed. It is in this regard that I asked my mother to insert what we said about Barack Obama a year ago. We have been asked why former U.S. President Barack Obama was willing to campaign for a man he surely must know is not Joseph Biden. The Obama seen publicly for the past few years is an AI clone that replaced the man who was acting as Barack's double. To start at the beginning, the Rockefellers head the vast, formidable Illuminati faction in the United States and have long controlled both major political parties. Half the faction wanted Hillary Clinton to be Democratic Party presidential nominee in 2008. Half wanted Barack Obama. When the latter became the party candidate, his backers told him Joe Biden would be his vice president, and when he won the election, they told him who to appoint to cabinet positions, and the first was Hillary as Secretary of State. Obama was both controlled and undermined by the Rockefeller bloc within and outside the government. As an example, his plan to make healthcare insurance available to citizens who didn't qualify under existing systems upset old apple carts. The Affordable Care Act fell far short of what he wanted to offer. The only legislation Congress would enact was designed by lobbyists for the Illuminati-owned insurance and pharmaceutical industries. After attempts to rig the 2012 election failed, individuals at the peak of that secret society looked ahead to Obama's potential usefulness after his second term ended. The pedophile ring that became known as Pizzagate had come to light, and a name blame would be helpful if conspiracy theory didn't deter persistent investigators. Illuminati minions made photos and films of Obama conducting satanic rites and composed blatantly false emails and other documents, added all of those to a detailed list of their unspeakable activities, and implicated him as the mastermind. Along with finger-pointing as a possible use for that packet of material, the Illuminati located persons who closely resembled Barack and Michelle. When he refused to cooperate with their lethal agenda for COVID-19, both Obamas were killed. Their doubles quietly stepped in and kept a low profile. The Obama daughters received dire threats and minor financial assistance. Other threats were issued, and any individual who couldn't be bribed was replaced with a look-alike or died naturally. And the peak Illuminati felt the time was right to leak the secret in the upper ranks that Barack was their leader. The vile concocted material was forgotten when a new plan was devised when an actor started portraying Biden in 2021. AI clones of the Obamas would be produced and campaign for that imposter. Their popularity with voters and a stirring State of the Union speech by the actor could defeat Donald Trump, the other presidential contender in this year's election. Because the Illuminati cannot control Trump, it was essential to them that the Democrats retain power. After a deficient AI clone of Biden gave a poor presidential debate performance, Biden dropped out of the race, and the emphasis of the Obama clone's support was redirected. There are other twists to this sad story about the spiritually evolved soul, the highest universal council, asked to incarnate as Barack Obama and serve as United States President. His many lifetimes as a wise and beloved leader in advanced civilizations could have benefited the country and the world as the council, and he himself envisioned, but he was prevented from doing anything progressive or benevolent. The 10-year delay in Earth civilization's advancement in conscious awareness that the Council had anticipated put Obama in the presidency when divisiveness, bigotry, greed, deceit, corruption, violence, impoverishment, and war mentality were rampant. The combination produced a massive quantity of the low vibrations that sustained the Illuminati's very survival, and they kept building on those destructive global situations. Decades later, during the uprooting of the Rockefeller network in the USA, the blackmail materials were unearthed. In some circles, that despicable information is considered ironclad evidence, and the man who had died several years before, rather than participate in a diabolical plan to fake a pandemic, is, today, reviled by some as a consummate evildoer. Only top-level Illuminati, or their portrayers, know Obama has been a programmed clone for the past few years. August 1st, 2024. Thank you, Mother. We asked Hayton if he would like to address these questions. If benevolent ETs are coming to help us, can you tell them to please come now and stop the chaos and killing? Hey, Mathew, what about the mass landings? Would you be so kind as to have Mathew comment on the push to be multiplanetary on other planets like Mars? Is this the direction of the future? Welcome, good friend. Houghton. Thank you, Mathew. I'll gladly speak about those matters, of course. But first, I want to thank you for your opening statement and what you said about the Obamas. Now, on to the first question. Benevolent ETS have been on Earth helping you for a very long time. Arnold and other members of the extraterrestrial special forces look like you because their unusual missions require them to blend in, not stand out like sore thumbs, or better said, not stand out like ETs. September 16th, 2019, November 1st, 2022, July 3rd, 2023, April 4th, 2024, and February 3rd, 2025 messages include information from Arnold. Scientists in the forces reduced toxic potency of the man-made COVID-19 virus and the so-called vaccines that were intended to kill people who survived the nasty flu that was designed to be lethal. They also erased programming on the chips in the vaccines, so deep staters can't track individuals who got the shot and lived. You know God is bound by the law of Creator, ruler of the cosmos, to honor all souls' free will choices, even when they do heinous things like carry out that pseudo-pandemic. Letting the scientists shoot down the Dark One's goal to wipe out most of Earth's humankind and make slaves of the rest was God's way of honoring Gaia's free will choice to protect her people from annihilation or servitude. Members of the special forces in intelligence agencies and military forces work with crews in ships to prevent the detonation of nuclear warheads sent into space. The authorization for this is directly from Creator, and we've acted on it more than 24 times. For decades, the worst of the bad actors in your world have been trying to start World Tao for Xiu Shifu and devastate the planet, and we are not letting them do that. But other than helping in those vital areas, and in another situation I'll mention later, none of us is allowed to interfere with anything Dark Ones are doing. They know they've lost, and they're going down swinging, causing chaos, misery, and bloodshed wherever they can. However, what ETs are not permitted to do, Earth's warriors in the light forces are, and the White Hats are using their free will to upend all dark operations they find. These courageous lightworkers are relentless in searching for and destroying everything based in darkness. Ukraine is a hotbed of dark activity, so are the Vatican, Washington, D.C., and the entire global economy. The White Hats are clearing the way for peace, justness, and abundance for all on Earth, and the light you radiate, plus the light in all thoughts about that kind of world, help immeasurably. There's nothing new to say about mass landings. The commanders still are in a holding pattern, waiting for God to tell them, go, when safety is assured for their crews and the people who gather to greet them. Obviously, it's not yet possible for that to happen. Deep State doesn't want people to know other civilizations exist, much less that any are technologically advanced enough to travel to Earth, and some are living alongside you. So many people have seen our ships, there's a clamor to end the cover-up, so the United States government is going to try to identify all objects it has renamed unidentified anomalous phenomena. The crews didn't expect to fly around in your skies this long, and that UAP foolishness added to their exasperation. The thousands of 2- and 4-person reconnaissance crafts surrounding the planet are from many different fleets, and all the crews have been chomping at the bit to meet you. They'll bring their technologies and help wherever and however you want them to. Until then, commanders will continue rotating the crews during their 5 or 10-year tours. After 2 months of surveilling, they can go to an RR facility on the moon for a month or spend that time back in their homelands. Now then, about a multiplanetary future. For some Earthlings, off-planet goings-on is history. For more than half a century, a secret space force has been working with extraterrestrials in various places in your solar system, and from day one, it has been up to no good. This alliance kidnaps regular folks to do all the grunt work, and specialists with technological design and installation expertise to handle that part. One of their projects was an AI operational center that would mind control Earth's entire population via the 5G global network that is being erected. Members of our crews dismantled the center, while others were keeping Alliance members reined in. That's the situation I alluded to earlier, and it wasn't denying their free will choice. It was in keeping with the universal law that only by request may individuals from any civilization interfere in another civilization's affairs. That's exactly what they were doing, and for evil purpose. There's more to the space saga than that recently doomed project, and a lot of it also is covert. For instance, NASA gives the appearance that everyone in the United States is gung-ho about space exploration and international colonization. That's hogwash. The interest is deep states. The sinister quasi-organization that caused the fake pandemic has instigated all wars in your world and formed the secret Space Force. Along with setting up the Mind Control Center, they were developing weaponry that can blow a world into oblivion. They planned to start an interplanetary war in your solar system, and once they had that under control, they would invade other worlds in this galaxy. What an arrogant bunch, thinking they could conquer us in the Pleiades or any advanced civilization in any constellation. They also have a short memory. Years ago, a joint military command pushed the dark forces out of your solar system, and since then have been thinning their ranks throughout the Milky Way. We also erected the light fortress around Earth that has kept out everyone and everything with low vibrations. Enough of that. I want you to know about the marvels of being multiplanetary. In Earth's golden age, bodies will vibrate in frequencies that enable space hopping. You can travel in a craft that tools around like a tour bus, or go to an AI-operated ship as large as your major cities. Also, you'll be able to travel astrally, or simply by thought. Focus on where you want to go, and voila, you're there. You'll meet members of our universal family who are human or humanoid, and others whose bodies you can't even imagine. You'll discover planetary surface and inner worlds, and exquisite water worlds, where love, goodness, kindness, inner beauty, and ancient wisdom are hallmarks of the resident souls. There will be visits back and forth with new friends and reunions with loved ones, pet animals too, from your multiple lifetimes. Along with speech, you will converse telepathically. That kind of communication is the energy of the conversationalist's thoughts, and if in different languages, a universal translating system lets you understand each other perfectly. It's the same with conference calls. Everyone understands everyone else. Dear brothers and sisters, you will be elated and thrilled by the excitement, discoveries, and diversity of a multiplanetary lifestyle. Okay, Matthew, that's it while wearing my intergalactic fleet commander hat. May I speak just a bit with my other hat on, Director of Communications between Earth and the rest of this universe? Matthew. Of course you may, Hatan. Hatan. Thank you. This job has nothing to do with influencing communications anywhere. It's reporting to all civilizations the light force's action to end what has been happening on Earth under the reign of the dark force's puppets. Along with what I already mentioned, lying is the language of Western world governments and heads of corporations. Insurance and pharmaceutical companies run medical care. The CIA runs black ops and terrorist groups. Some national leaders are AI clones or doubles controlled by deep state. And some idols in the entertainment world traded their souls for fame and fortune. Greed, corruption, and killing are rampant in the segment of the population that worships Satan and controls the economy, elections, major media, education, military, and legal and justice systems. The vast majority of people are kind, honest, industrious, devoted to their families, and so successfully brainwashed that they believe whatever authorities tell them. Thanks to volunteers' perseverance in raising people's spiritual and conscious awareness, some have awakened and others are starting to see what is wrong in their world and understand they have the power to change it. That awareness needs to come first so they will take necessary action, and as vibrations keep rising, they will discover their powerful, immortal, multidimensional souls with cosmic heritage and multiple lifetimes. Some individuals who know that about themselves think hiding their heads in the sand as to what's going on in their world is spiritually helping the light forces. Some who knew that about themselves decided the world was lost, and they exited this lifetime early on. Others who also knew decided to pay the price wealth and power would cost them. Continuously updating all that information in a ticker tape type format in space to let other civilizations know how their Earth family is progressing is a gargantuan task. The rewarding part is knowing that the mind-blowing extent of deception and evil is going to implode from its unsustainable density and efforts of the light forces. Dear ones, be true to yourselves. Believe only what your intuition tells you is truth. My people, Arnold's people, and all other light beings in this universe love you family members and eagerly look forward to joyful times with you. Okay, Matthew, that's it. Thank you for letting me speak my piece about that. And Susie, thanks for sticking with me. Matthew, we thank you, Hayton. Readers will appreciate your candidness and your description of interplanetary life they can look forward to. Hatan. Good. Now I say ciao, dear friends. Matthew. Ciao, Hatan. Suzanne. Bye, Hatan. It's always a treat to be with you. Yee.